Start recording on one.
Long Israel, where I should be K, started out 1969, 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. We're not affiliated with any group, either Israelite group. We teach the truth according to the Bible, that blacks, Native Indians, and Hispanic are the 12 tribes of Israel. If it's not under commanding General Yohana, it's not under the truth. Today's class, we're going to have a Lashawan Qadash class. Take a seat. Yeah, get your seat. Just get your whole seat. Yeah, we're going to start off with Lashawan Qadash class, and we're going to go a little bit at a time. Later on, we'll get a little bit more complicated with what we're going to do basic. Lashawan Qadash consists of Paleo-Hebrew and Assyrian that we had in captivity. So we're going to do both, but we're only going to do, for right now, Paleo-Hebrew. We got a trooper in class. What we'll do is we'll start off with alphabet, take our time, and go down the alphabet. Then we have time, we'll go over the Assyrian. So we'll have fun with it, you know, take time to make the structures of the alphabet correct and neat. That's our holy language. That's who we are. That's what we speak. That's what we spoke back in the days. So Lashawan Qadash is the mother language. So we're going to start off, we're going to write, see, everyone's tuning in. What you want to do is keep a good notebook. That's how me and some of the other troopers learned how to speak and write our holy language, Lashawan Qadash, holy tongue, holy language. We were able to read out into the knock. We were able to talk back and forth to each other. And all the people in USPK studying this language, we were able to converse back and forth. Okay. So we'll start off.
You can't take the jacket off?
Yes, sir. We'll start off with our first letter. You know, starts off, we write Hebrew from right to left, not left to right. Right to left. Trooper Sharp.
Come on, sir.
Ready to assist me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Got Trooper Sharp. Gonna write the paleo, the letter A. How many, come on up, sir.
Okay.
How many, in the alphabet, don't have, how many vowel sounds do we actually have?
It's a lot, yeah. Well, it's one, right? Two.
The A and the I.
A and the I, it's a lot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know that. They're gonna start, write the A for me. Now take the time and write it real neat, so that our viewers, so when they write it in their book, in their black book or a book that they're recording information in, because you're going to take real good notes. That's how you're going to learn the basic steps of reading and writing Lashawan Qadash. So give me the letter in Paleo-Hebrew.
Yes, sir. Should I write beside it or underneath?
Just write, everything we're going to do is right underneath.
Come on, sir.
Yes, sir. All right.
Okay, visible.
And what's that letter called?
The letter right here is called Ah, sir.
Ah sound. Yes, sir.
Yes.
That's the character. Yes, sir. Slap, sir. That character is the character Ah.
Come on.
Thank you, sir. Listen. Now we can write the paleo now, but we're going to go through all of the paleo. We're not going to go through the Syrian until we get done with it, for confusion's sake, because that's how our instructor taught us to do it. One step at a time until we finally got that down packed, and before you know it, me and Trooper Shar, we were like writing both, speaking to both, reading out into the knock. And that's how you start out, one character at a time. Okay? And the next, what's our next symbol, Shar? Trooper Shar?
Come on, sir. It'll be the Ba.
Ba. Sir. Ba.
Now back to voice.
That right?
Come on, sir.
Yes, sir. Would it look like this? That it, Sharp?
Come on, sir.
That looks good?
That looks
And
good.
sometimes when you have it handwritten, and we don't have a Lashawan Qadash chart right now, but we have it, but it's not here right now. But these characters written and on a chart, sometimes they look similar, sometimes they don't, but they look very similar most of the time. So that's what we're going to use. We're going to use a chart, and from our notes, that's what we've done on our characters, right?
Come on.
Okay, so ba. Yes, sir.
God.
God. All right, Trooper Sharp, come and write the God for me, sir. Take your time, write it real neat.
Yes, sir.
And, and while you're listening in the audience, just make sure you write these down real careful, because Trooper Sharp and I, we have not necessarily perfected, but we've come close to perfection as we can get it for writing these letters and symbols and making sure that the characters are exactly right. Right. Now, stay with me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, sometimes you'll see that letter like that. Sometimes you see it like that. It varies. But for the most part, 100% right, that's a God. That's the God symbol. Stay up there, Super Sharp. Come up there. What's the next symbol?
We got
Ha. But go start from the beginning. Let's pronounce them. Ah.
Ba, Ga,
Yes, sir.
Da. The next one is Da.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yes, sir. Da. Now I want to do something with the Da. Let me do something with the Da. Sir. Okay. The Da symbol. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
The Da symbol is a very unique symbol. It's on our it's on our banner. The Da, this look right? From what we've had, Da. Okay? And who can tell me from the Da, there's a name that we use on our banner. What is that name called? Yes, sir.
Da.
Da. We use that in Da. Exactly right. So it would look like this. Da. And that, so what does that mean? Da. Yes, sir.
The shield, sir. Shield of David.
So David. So his name is actually his name. So it would be Da, Wa, Da. One of our officers in HBK is named Da. That's my officer. Officer Da. Da and Da. That's his signature. That's his name, and we get it from the Da symbol.
Come on.
Exactly. Character. The Da character, you put two of them together, Da. And what does Wa mean? Since we're on, that's the only letter we're going to try to do. This is good.
And.
Yeah, that means and. And we're not going to get into detail. I just kind of thought it was, since we were on the Da, it'd be a good thing to say that. So Da, that's this one. Da, that's another one. And Da, and Da is Da.
Come on, sir.
So that means his name. And what is his name?
Shield of David. The shield.
It means David.
David. Come on.
Da simply means David. Good. So is everyone catching on pretty good? Well, make sure you keep good notes. Good notes, because that's, if you lose yourself in your notes, you have the screen. We have Officer Bond over here. He's manning it. He's keeping the screen up. So in class, we're going very slow so that we won't have to be erasing nothing real fast. That's why I didn't want to do both symbols right now, both characters right now, the Paleo and the Hebrew. So what is this? What are those symbols called in Hebrew again, Trooper Sharp? Is that the Paleo or the Assyrian?
So like I said, the Paleo, sir.
Paleo. Right, that's the ancient Paleo. That's our language. The Most High gave us.
That's right.
One else. To a tribe of Israel. Right.
All right.
He loved us. That's right. So what would be the next one? Ah, ba, ga, da. Ha, 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 ha. Not like ha, 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 but it's just ha.
Ha.
Right, just ha. And we'll have fun in this class because as we go on, we're going to learn how to write numbers. We're going to learn how to write sentences, the structures with these characters. With these characters. Oops. Sorry about that. With these characters, we'll learn how to form sentences, words, our numbers. All of those are important, correct?
Come.
Okay. So the ha. Now, what do you think the ha? So, what does that kind of remind you of when you're doing the ha? You remember that we were doing the ha symbol? What does that remind you of? What does it look like to you? Because you want to do your own little thought. The point is, you want to be able to memorize all these symbols by something that you have that you think of every day. Like, for instance, before we get to the ha, what does the A symbol look like? Ah.
It's like, so it looks like a sideways A.
Sideways A, right? So it's again, that's how I remember it. Or an I. I mean, it's a myriad of ways, or a lot of ways, that you can look at it. It looks like a sideways A. It's the first thing, okay, you know that one. That's important. The ba, what does that look like to you? I mean, you form your own thought pattern behind it. What does that look like to you?
So like it said, if I may,
Yes, sir.
it looks like a lowercase g, but I know it's not God.
Right.
Because that's right afterwards.
Right.
So that lets me know what's coming after.
To let you know, okay, that's a good way. Well, I look at it just look like an upside down B with the curl on the end.
God.
I mean, however you look at it in your mind, there's no correct way of looking at it except for your mind. How you think the A, sideways A, or I, or however you want to look, that letter, that character, I'm sorry, Salakia, that character, ba, needs to be put in your mind so that you can know what it is. Right?
Come.
Right. And then we got the ga. What's the ga? If to remind you of God, that G sound, what would you do there for that one? I mean, in your own mind. Yes, sir.
If I may, sir, the God sound, it reminds me of the tribe of Gad, and it looks like a little mini teepee.
Little mini teepee. That's very good. Okay. All right. You see that also, Bob?
Come.
Little mini teepee in there. Yeah. We can say that. We can say that. That's cool. That worked. Now, since we wrote out what the da looks like, da, what does that remind you of? And I'm trying to do again for all of Israel out there, trying to get you to understand that the more and more you get familiar with these characters, the more and more you can familiarize yourself with the characters, you can start writing words.
Right.
Okay.
Those words it'll be fundamental after a while. I know it's fundamental. It's fundamental to a lot of the troopers, a lot of the officers. You know, sometimes we get lackadaisical and we have to go over it again, and sometimes we forget. But it's in my repertoire of thinking. Abagada, Hawazaka, Tayakala, Manasa, Ibataza, Huara, Shafa. That right there tells me that I memorized it. Because we've done it for how many, about a year now? Got it embedded in my mind. At least I'm a young officer, 50, just became new officer, Kazakh Shapar.
Right.
And I'm trying to teach Lashawan Qadash class so to keep this fresh in my mind. So I'll never lose it. That's our language. That's the language the Most High wanted us to do.
That's right.
To keep in our mind, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So the da, what do you think? How could you memorize the da? Yes, sir.
Come, sir. It looks like a regular old triangle to me, sir.
Regular triangle. That's good. And plus, it's in our symbol.
Yes, sir.
It's in our the da. It's in our symbol, and that's how I remember it. Because this is sort of like an easy one to do.
Come.
So the ha, yes, sir. Let's get that ha for me.
Yes, sir.
True Bashar. Take your time, write it real neat.
So we got ba, ga, da, ha.
Ah. Yes, sir. Stay up there. What does that mean, sir?
The Ha?
Yes.
The Ha symbol is the,
I mean, what does that character look like to you?
that character right there looks like, the Ha is hiding here, they look like a fan to me. It looks like a fan.
It's like a fan. Right.
Come on, concept.
And just a minute, sir.
Yes, sir.
And what it looks like to me is like a comb. Like, I'm combing it. This is just how I remembered it. And everyone's gonna have, and sometimes on the check-ins over there, if any one of you guys, the women and the men, looking at the symbols, you could say, you can type in there what it looks like to you for your remembrance. Yahweh Shai to the men, Yahweh Shema Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to the women. Got to do that, I'm doing it now. So what that means, that looks like a comb to me, and you said it looked like a fan. Right. And it doesn't really matter, just as long as you get it straight in your mind. To the men, it helps you on your test. To the women, it helps you to communicate with your husband, communicate real, and we're doing Lashawan Qadash.
Right.
So, and that helps. And when the public talk to each other, that would be Tawab. And what would we use call Tawab? What does that mean?
Call to wow.
Yeah.
Oh, everything good?
Yeah,
All good.
all calls all, right. And we'll get into that after a while. For Trooper Shah, he's proficient as I am, really, actually. So let's do the, what do we got? Ha, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, wa. Let's do the wa. Let's make it so big. Let's put it so like in line with it, yes, sir. Have room. Still got it done. I'm just trying to keep it in line. It's right, it's just correct. I'm just trying to keep it up just a little higher so they won't, yes, sir, there you go. And you can make, that's good. It's good size too, because all we're gonna do is the paleo right now anyway.
Come on, concept.
Yes, sir. So, ha, wa. What do you think that looks like? You know what it does.
Come on, it's like you said.
Right. Oh, that's easy. So what does that look like?
Yes, sir. It looks just like how it sounds, like a wow.
Like a wa, right?
Come on, concept.
Right, I'm not correcting you, I'm just kind of making it a little,
Yes, sir.
we're gonna make sure a little bigger that ha, wa, like a, I don't know, it's like a Y or a wa. It almost look like a Y, a wa.
Come
And and we'll see it. Can you see that, sir, off the
I can see it on the computer.
Okay, good. A lot of those, it's just a refresher course to all. Officer Bond, he's been over this before. We're watching. I want to make sure everybody can get that in. If you have any comments, sir, let me know.
Fine.
So, but make sure you guys take good notes. Make them good and strong. Because what I did, to memorize these alphabet, is to go over this daily, every day. Not only every day, 2 or 3 times a day.
Right.
That's all I did was sit down while eating food and write the alphabet. People say, why are you always writing? I said, you're going to find out.
Come on.
You're going to find out from coming a young man to a trooper to officer 50. That's why I did that every day. Because I wanted to grasp hold to the Lashawan Qadash. By the way, what does that mean, Lashawan Qadash?
Amazing, sir.
Yes, sir.
Qadash means holy.
Just write it out underneath it, sir.
Come on, concept.
Holy tongue. That's right. Give my hand. That's right. That's our holy tongue, right?
Yes, sir.
A holy language, a holy tongue, right?
Yes, sir.
Those are our characters, our holy tongue. The Most High gave that to us. Ha, wa. Okay. Very good. Here you go, sir.
So like, if I can.
Yes, sir.
This is our holy tongue. This is not that rhetoric that your Christian pastor is speaking when he says tongues.
Oh, yeah, yes,
I
sir.
mean, this is our language.
That's
This
exactly
isn't,
right, sir.
How about a badash? This is none of that. This is our true language. This is what we spoke coming off these slave ships.
Absolutely.
If you were to ever go to Charleston to some of those big churches, they found Hebrew cursive writing inside some of those podiums where they were sitting at. Just more proof and evidence to show you what we're teaching every Friday right here is the correct thing. This is our language. This is our history.
Absolutely, sir.
That's all I
I
want to
appreciate
say.
that.
Yonder bar.
Yeah, that's right, Willis, and I agree with that. This is not some pastor or some person going up and down the aisles saying whatever they're saying in there.
Right.
That's not it at all. Tongue simply means another language. That's all. Not something that they made up. Jewish. Right, officer?
Right.
Exactly right, sir. I appreciate that, sir.
Damn right.
Thank you, sir.
No sweat, huh?
Da. Let's get the next symbol up there. Trooper Sharp.
Come on, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is that big enough, sir?
That's big enough, sir. Za. Okay, za. That's very good. Now the za will be a little easy because, why is that, Trooper Sharp?
Come on, sir. The za will be easy because, sir, it's right up in the alphabet. So all you gotta do is bring this one right here down.
Very good. Bring it down, just throw it right up in there. That's easy for the audience. What Trooper Sharp did was bring the Z down. Now that's a way, we're trying to give you good ways to memorize the characters. That's what our officer did, Officer Dawood did for us. And he showed us how to write these characters, how to write them carefully, how to write them with precision. And then another day, you'll always see them consistent. A, ba, ga, da, awa, za. We'll always write them consistent so you could tell. They will never be inconsistent because we sort of perfected them, right?
That's right.
We perfected them. That's the word I want to use. So, and that's right. And so when you bring that Z down, that's a good word. Remember, if you notice, the A, look at the A on each one of those. Because there's just two vowel sounds, and I. You'll find it later on when we go to the next row here to get our vowels down here. But the says what's ba, ga, da, hawa, zaka, tayakala. So, that's very good. The Z. What's the next symbol, sir?
Come on, sir.
Yes, sir. Maybe we can write let me see that for a second. I want to make sure they under our audience here. Not your fault there. I want to make sure that we have it on a straight line so that for perfection there.
Come on, sir.
There you go. We got plenty of room, so we're not going to do the other language for a second. Ka. Now, that's ka. If you're using a word like my name. What's my name?
Kazakh.
So, Kazakh. That would be that character.
So
what do you suppose that character looked like, Trooper Sharp?
come on, sir. To me, it looks like how can I put it? Like a ladder, sir,
Like a ladder, sort of like this.
with 3 steps.
Ladder with 3 steps. That's how I remember it too, Trooper. That's the Ka, and that's the first letter in my name, Kazakh. So it's easy for me to remember Kazakh. Kazakh Shapar.
That's full.
Yes, sir. And then again, and so you're gonna have a bunch of understanding of many understandings of how to write the symbols correctly. You're gonna make mistakes, but for the most part, if you do this 2 or 3 times a day until it's embedded in your head, it's second nature. So ka. Now there's another symbol that has ka in it. That would go after another way of pronouncing, but this is like a long ka, ka, za, like that. Not kazakh, but it's kazakh. So that's the a, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ka.
Come on, sir.
Now, we're gonna start a new line, or we want to stick on the same thing?
Then we need one more.
Maybe one more?
Come
Okay.
on, sir.
That's gonna be what symbol, sir?
The top, sir.
Ta. Ta. The ta sound. Yes, sir. Go ahead and write that one. The ta.
Come on, come.
Very good. I'm very proficient in there. Now that's a good one. That's a good symbol to memorize because it's. What does that look like to you, Trooper Sharp?
So like I said, it looks like one of the railroad signs. You know how you put the,
Like railroad, yeah.
So like
like ta.
But the ta it kind of reminds me of to stop. But I know it may be kind of hard to get ta and stop.
Right.
But based on how you learn it and all that stuff, I'm on.
Right.
It looks like a little stop sign to me. So.
And it could like a stop sign, and it could like if I could rearrange it a little bit.
Come on, sir.
Just miss everything it's perfect. I'm just gonna show you the way I remember it also. Like now with it, like a T
Kind of.
for top. See, that looks like a T
Kind of crazy.
because that's just the way I did it. I mean, you can put it back the way Trooper Shar had his. He had it just like an X, but I just did it like a T because it's just an X inside of a circle, which looks like a T, which makes it, yes sir.
So like Officer Dawada said, you can remember it like by the X-Men symbol too.
Absolutely. I said X-Men, yes sir.
Right.
That's our Officer Dawada. He taught us this way. He taught us to memorize things that way. X-Men, that's right. X-Men, yes sir. X-Men, that's a very good one, sir. I appreciate that. Yes, sir. X-Men. And there's a myriad of ways to do this. There's no correct way as long as it fits your understanding, because sooner or later you're going to memorize all these characters, every last one of them. And they're on my mind day and night because it's all I've ever done since I've been in here was go to Lashawan, Qadash, go to the scriptures, Lashawan, Qadash, the scriptures, follow orders.
Damn right.
Follow orders, come to class every day, take good notes, excellent notes. Right, Trooper Sharp?
Come on, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. X-Men. I appreciate that, officer. So let's recap.
Yes, sir.
Let's recap for a second. You good? You still for standing?
Yes, I'm
That's
good.
right.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Let's do it. So what we got?
Come on.
Then we got like a sideways A.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The ba. I said that's up, down, upside down B. What'd you say, Trooper Sharp?
Oh, it looks like a G getting ready for this rate right here, but
There you go. That'll work. That is. Whatever, how you remember it. Now, that was hard to remember there. The ga, just laying out that golf club, laying down, or kind of golf, you know.
right.
There's many ways to do that. So ga. So in the recap again, you have da. That's in our Officer Dawada's name. Da wa da. It's the David. That's his signature. That's the character. There's two D's in there together that makes our symbol ISUPK. Da, or triangle. You say it look like a triangle. However you memorize it, that's how it's done. If you can memorize that like that, that's good.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that. And it's because it becomes after a while, you see it took a while going up and down, back and forth from the board. I said, Officer Dawson said, get to class, let's get this done, so let's get it. Until after a while, it's ingrained and embedded in our head. I'm glad that I had an officer that pushed me like that.
Right.
That pushed me like that, to make me the officer that I am now.
That's right.
And the ISUPK put up good officers to make good officers.
That's right.
Make good troopers.
Right.
Make good young men. Right?
That's right.
That's who we are. We men. So, da, and then the ha, you said it looked like a fan.
Hi.
Fan yourself. That's right. Ha. So I said it looked like a comb, combing your hair. I don't know, just ha, comb my hair. There you again, like one of our Afro picks, or well, you won't say Afro picks, but necessarily, back in the days you used to have it, that's what they used to call them, picks, the little combs that we use. But that's the combs that actually we use to comb out our hair.
Come
Comb it out, yes sir.
That's right.
Combing out those picks. And it looks like a F also. Like a backwards F.
Right.
Like a backwards F. There's a few things that look like. It look like a Backwards F, it looks like if you see it standing up. Also like an animal just sticking out with his legs out or something. There's so many things that you can put on that. And also, I'll tell you another thing too it looks like too. It also looks like this letter without the top and another side over there.
That's right.
It looks like the car. And the Watt sound, what did we say that looked like?
Come on. So it's like if I make the Watt sounds just how it looks.
The character.
The Y. It looks just like a Y.
Like a Y, right? Like. And I used to look at this letter, this character here, I'm sorry, it's Lockheed. This character here, and go like you know one of those things that you have for the bubbles that you put inside the. Like I said, wow, like that. And I memorized it like that. That's just the way I thought of it. And but everyone has their own thought pattern behind that. And the Z, and we both agree. Looks like.
Come.
Just bring it down. There you go.
Come.
And then if you look at Ka, you can look at this H here. Just missing one of these ladders there. Just pull it down. You can pull it down too.
Come, that's right.
You can pull it down. You can pull them down. Just like that. We're giving you guys good tips of understanding so that when you pull out your book, these acronyms, these ways of putting things in your mind to memorize the symbols, because they're old and ancient, pretty soon, because it's our language, you will memorize it.
Right.
You will do it because it's embedded in you already. That's what we spoke a long time ago, and that's what we're doing right now in UPK. We're making this stuff come alive.
That's right.
Holy tongue, not none of this gibberish. This English is just a slavery language.
That's right.
This is just something to do while we're in slavery, captivity. So the Z can come down here. Of course, we'll erase that there. And the H, there again, looks again, because like I said, if you erase this and that one, what do we got?
We got an H.
We got an H, right?
Okay.
And that's a good way to remember. Right. You good, Trooper?
Come,
We're
sir.
stand up, okay. All right, let's go to the next row here, right about in here. Abagada, Abagada, Hawa, Zaka, Ta,
Ya.
Ya. You got enough room at the bottom, you're gonna be down there, ain't you?
Yes, I got it. Come on, sir. We got it.
What do you think the Ya looks like?
Come.
Mm-hmm.
To me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Salaki.
Here you go, sir.
To me, sir, it looks like a sideways Z, but to let it know that it's not a Z, you put a dash in the middle.
Put a dash in the middle, there you go. Of course, I like to turn mine a little bit.
Yeah,
So like this. Turn like this a little bit, sir. Let me see. I like to turn mine like this.
Come on.
Like that.
Come.
And I won't go all the way through here.
Come, sir.
Just like that. That's pretty much what it looks like, the za. I mean, it looks like a za, but it's ya. Right?
Come.
Wait till we get to that's the paleo. Wait till we get to the Syrian and see what that one looks like. Look at it. So what does that look like to you again, Trooper?
Come, sir. This is like a sideways Z, but also you got to put that dash, like a little kickstand on it.
Little kickstand, hold that Z like it's leaning over to us, catching it.
And you know with the kickstand, you got to kick it with that ya. You got to hit it with that ya.
Yeah, that'll work. That's Ya. I mean, some names with Yas like Yahawashai,
Come.
right?
Come, sir.
Commanding General Yahana. His name would start off with that. There are a few other names, but we'll get into all that later on. All we're doing is now is the characters. Okay, so that's Ya. Okay. All right. Abagada, Hawa, Zaka, Ta, Ya. How about a Is that right, Trooper?
Salaki, sir. I believe it's a I believe it's a car.
All right, just check.
Just testing her.
Yeah.
Come on, come.
That's why I took the pen and said, see if you got it. Still got it.
I thought so.
There you go.
All right, so like I said, should I just write
Yes,
that?
sir. Absolutely. The Yakala.
That's why.
Right. That's the way I do it pretty much. And I do it like that too. Also do it the same way. It's all about the same.
Come on.
They look the same. Looks like what does it look like to you though?
Slovakia, for me, it looks like a backward C with a snake tongue, but with correlation with the car, it had to come up with practice.
Right.
It comes with practice. I really couldn't say.
I see it looks like an ear. At least the way I write it, like this.
Okay, it come.
So like somebody's ear, and trying to get a earlobe going there, because if you write face and another one, oops,
Like a monkey.
right? You see, so it looks like an ear to me, but that's how I remember it. Huh.
Come.
All right. Now, what symbol do you believe come next?
Lhasa.
There you go. Now it's the La. There you go. It's pretty much easy one. Just like we did here to here, from Z to Z, from H to H. Full there. What do you suppose that's going to be?
Come, sir. From L to L.
L to L. Yes, sir. And a lot of you, they're very good. And of course, we'll erase the errors later, but if you write it in your notes, you can refer to that. It's a good way to remember, because a lot of times when we first started out, Officer Dawar just had us go over the same thing. Make up your own ways of understanding it. We come up with different things, but it didn't matter. But that's how we memorized everything that we did in our alphabet, Holy Tongue.
Come, sir.
And so we got Ba, Ga. So Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ga, Ta, Ya, Ka, La. And we're still using all A sounds. That's the vowel that we're using. Right?
Come, sir.
Ta, Ya, Ka, La. Okay. Now, we normally go to another row here, but then what are we going to do now?
Ma, sir.
Ma sound.
If I may.
Yes, sir.
See, now we start to get how the English took our language from back then. It starts to get in order like K, L, M, and then I will go on the rest. We started to get English order.
Right.
But you can also tell that America took this ancient language and
Of course. They took our language. All nations took their languages and used the mother language.
Right.
And grabbed a piece of it, a piece of the pie.
That's right.
Because they had us in captivity all the time. Look how smart these guys are. All of them got their version. Am I right, sir?
Come.
Officer? Yes, sir. So we have let's bring another one down, Trooper.
Come.
That'd be good to walk with you.
That's why with me, sir.
Okay, now write your version of what you believe that M looks like. Well, all we're doing is, if we can memorize the way, here's another one. Just bring that down, write your version of what you believe. Very good. And, you can say it looks like a crown with a face, but really what that looks like is an upside down M. You just broaden that M down right there with a little hook on it.
That's right.
And I remember our instructor said, make sure you get that exactly right, because every time you do it, every time you do it, you're going to memorize the way you did it. Well, not quite like that. So many ways of doing it. There's so many ways you can do that. But that's what it looks like to me. What does it look like to you, Trooper?
Come, sir. It looks like basically like how you said, you flip this right here up. See if that was a Y, it'll be a Y, but with a little slang on it, let you know that's that that moss like it.
Right, bring that ma down. So we've brought, see how many letters we brought down here. We got the Z that we brought down. We got the H that we made something out of. Kind of messed that up a little bit. We'll make sure, trying to make these characters exactly right.
Come on, concept.
That's the way we were taught, and we don't want to lack or slack any other way. Correct, Trooper?
That's right.
We want to do it exactly the way the officers have taught us. Okay?
That's right, sir.
So we're bringing the Z down, the H down there, just missing the line there. Backward speed, the L, that's another one, yes sir, that's right. So that's kind of like giving you about 3 or 4 of them right there.
That's right.
And if you want to say the A, you might as well do that one too, because the A, right? Right, true?
Yes, sir.
The A sideways, you might as well, you know.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's right too.
Come on, concept.
So it's A, Ba, Ga, Da, Hawa, Za, Ga, Ka, Ta, Ya, Kala, Ma. The next one will be
Nah, sir.
Na. Very good. Na. And that's gonna pretty much look like, I remember Officer Dollar was really, he stayed on me to make sure I draw that one right, because it took me a while before I could get that right. I had it, I used to get them to look like that, or not close together. And it took me a while to get it perfected to where I can draw. They were not, he said they don't need to touch each other, and he's exactly 100% right. Had a great teacher. Like that, Trooper?
Come on, concept.
Looks pretty good?
Contour.
Yes, sir. So the na sound, there you again, we can do another drop down. We can just say, what does that look like?
So like I said, we're remembering, since you know we got this one right here,
Yes, sir.
the na is almost the same, but take one of these lines right here away with it, sir.
All right. To yes, sir. That's right. We can do that. So it looks like an N again.
Come on,
So the ma and the na, sort of similar to each other, but we're going to take off one of the stems there, and we have the same thing right there. Or it just looks like an N.
That's right.
It looks like a, sort of like that, right?
Come.
So that's another character. That's a good way. I hope you guys at home are listening to this, and in the audience, that you're paying attention to the way we make these characters, the way we learn them in school. That's like that.
Come on. Yes, sir.
Ah, let's do them again. Ah, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na. So we got an interesting one coming up here. Sa.
Come on, sir.
What do you think that sa looks like to you? Describe it.
So like I said, if I may,
Yes, sir.
it looks like a cross. It looks like a cross, but with it's not gonna look exactly like a cross, but it looks somewhat like a cross to me. So
Like that?
or an antenna, I should say.
Like a sa, or like a side. Right. One of those little sides that they use.
Yes, sir.
Like an antenna. Yeah, you can do that. It ain't too much different than that. Like, okay, I got it. An antenna. What's the antenna picking up?
Satellite.
Satellite.
Got you. Come on.
Satellite. See? It's picking up. Very good, Trooper. And see, you see how we're having fun with this class? That's how you do it back and forth. You know, you find, you go on paper, you make all these characters look like you're thinking what you want them to look like. and it makes them easy to memorize. We just came up with that one because I don't remember using the satellite, but that it just come to remember it. It's like, oh, antenna, satellite, and there's the satellite. Where do we get the satellite from? Satellite, S-A.
That's right. Come on,
That's,
come.
that's satellite, we spell word satellite, right?
Yes, sir.
That's what it looks like. First two letters are sa.
That's right.
It's amazing what you can do when your mind wants to memorize something. That's all this is a memorization so you can get these down pat. So let's do it again. Alba, Gada, Hawa, Zaka, Ta, Ya, Kala, Ma, Na, Sa. Now here comes that other vowel. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What does that vowel look like, Trooper?
Come on, sir. It looks like an I to me. Yes, sir. And in the characteristic form, oh, it's not.
Well,
It look like an oval here, sorry. Like, like a circle. Is that too wide, sir?
let's make it a little better. I know you want to perfect it, right?
Come on. Yes, sir.
There we go. Hi. Right. And in the Tanakh, when we read Tanakh, you're going to find none of these characters in there, but you're going to find out when we go to the Syrian.
Yes, sir.
That's we're going to match up the corresponding characters that match when we're in captivity. The Syrian that match up to every last one of these characters. So we got ba,
747.
okay, ba, Gada, Hawa, Zaka, Ta, Ya. There's a lazy Z, the handicapped Z. La, Ta, I'm sorry, it's Lakis. Ya, Ka, La. Bring that L down. Ma, Na, look like a satellite, Sa, antenna, Sa.
That's right.
I. What we gonna do next?
Come on, sir. Pop.
Pa. Whoa. Got that pa. Remember we swear over that pa. In school.
It's our pa hang.
It says pa. That's right, that pa. That I pa. I'm gonna make this just a little smaller so we could have a little bit of room for that one if you don't mind.
Come on, sir.
Yes, sir. I pa. Finish it up for me, sir.
Come on, sir.
Yeah. There you go. That's right. That's a weird symbol for a P, but that's what it looks like. You know, it just looks like that. Yes, sir, go ahead.
If I made a perfect way of remembering this one right here is like you playing hangman.
Right.
But you want to know with that hangman right here with the paw, you saw, back then in slavery times, we saw paw and they hung him.
Hung him.
They hung him. So you got to play the hangman with
So
that.
we saw our pa and they hung him.
They hung him.
That's what they're doing to us in the street.
Right, come on.
Every day they taking us, putting us in the street, hanging us, dragging us behind trucks. What's wrong with these people out here? You know, let's wake up.
That's right.
Sa, I, pa. There it is. Hanging them. Wow. And you wait till we get to the Assyrian where we can really find out what it look like when they hang it, right, sir? Really, the Assyrian, that really tells the picture. These things, these symbols tell the picture like that. So,
And Salagi, if I can.
yes, sir, yes, sir.
That Paleo Hebrew was just so beautiful, man.
Yes, sir.
It's nothing like that in Syrian, you know what I'm saying? It's a bastardized way of our language. You know,
Right.
we got put into slavery, but that Paleo Hebrew was just, it's beautiful, man.
Mother language, that's exactly right.
It looked like it's from the future when you see it written out. You know
Absolutely,
what I'm saying?
sir.
Like, it's glorious.
Absolutely, that's right, that's right. It's
Go,
glorious. It's inside us.
Yes,
Kind
sir.
of,
It's inside us. Maybe that's why it was easy for you to remember, right?
Yes, sir.
kind of.
Me for Officer Bond. It was easy for Trooper Sharp. It's easy for Trooper Kazak Shapar to memorize this. Because after a while, I was like, man, it's almost like, did I It's there, like when my mom and dad taught me this. And it's all,
Right.
But that's the holy tongue. Because we're holy.
Damn right.
We're holy.
We holy.
Right? Let's give a hand clap. Lashawan Qadash. Okay. Apa, here's a nice one.
Tazah.
Za. Let's write,
If I may, sir.
yes, sir.
Salakia, another reason you can remember Tazah's next, since you know that's Pa, what was your Pa's name? My Pa name was Tazah.
Tazah.
So I saw my Pa Tazah. His name was
You saw him
Tazah.
hang. You saw him hang.
You
It's
saw him hang with his
There you
name
go.
was Tazah.
a good way to remember.
Come, sir.
Right, Tazah. We'll write that a little bigger, Trooper. There's nothing wrong with just write a little bigger so that so everybody can see it there. There you go.
Uh-oh, Salakia.
Yes, sir. There you go.
Look, two.
The two there.
Come, sir.
Yeah, we're gonna perfect this a little bit though.
Come,
There's
sir.
nothing wrong with it, but we're gonna do.
There we go.
Nothing wrong with what you did. I'd like to get it perfected, like the Tazah.
That's right.
Tazah. Now you know some people named that start with Tazah.
Come, sir.
Yes, sir.
For once, we got Captain Tazaria.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We got, who else we got with Tazah?
It's whatever you think of. Whatever you think about what. We just come up with that.
Tazadak, yeah, brothers like Tazadak. Who else?
Tazawar, not Tazawar. Tazawar, one of them.
Tazah War. That's very good. And there's just a couple good names there. Yeah. And this is it's to but that name right there is a popular. It's a Tazah.
Tazah.
That's what we use it for.
Come on, sir. Come on.
Yes, sir. We use it for the character, for Tazah. Right?
Yes, sir.
Let's go over them again. So far, how many vowels have we done so far?
Two, sir.
2. Point them out to me, sir.
Yes, sir. We have the A's. We have the I at the end of each letter or word letter, and then we have the I sound.
Alright, that's it. So how many we have all together? How many vowels?
How many
Sounds.
R's? We have
No, I didn't read it that way. I just said we have 2, correct?
Oh, 2, yes,
The
sir.
A and the I, that's right, yeah. The A and I, that's it. So Hebrew language, that's just a very, very well put together language. Our Most High did it for us. So when we say ba, ga, da, that's right, keep on that A. Da, ha, wa, za, ka. Got 2 of these over there. That ka, he get double. He got that ladder there going up.
Come on.
We'll ta, ya, ka, la, ma. We're getting rid of the arrow school. We hope you got the understanding of it. Okay, very good. Ma, na, sa. Then we go to the
Come on, sir.
say it again.
I.
Not but I.
I.
Yeah, you're gonna say it straight out because and I are 2 different sounds.
Come on,
But
sir.
that's what we have. Those are only 2 that we have. We don't have no U sound. Was it A-E sound? We don't have all those. They don't have U. In our characters, that's what we have, A and I. That's what we were taught. Okay? So be the next one, sir. Abagada, Awazaka, Taya,
We have
Kala, Ma, Nasa, I, Pataza.
Qua.
Wow, very good. We're gonna put it over here. Can we see that, Officer Aban?
Con.
Can you see that? Is it visible? That's quite pretty good.
Con, yeah, we can see the whole board from right here.
Okay, yes, sir. Right across sound. Now this is one I like right here. That right, Trooper?
Come on, sir.
Kind of crooked there. Can we make it better for me, sir? Make it perfect. Here you go, sir.
Come on.
Make it
And like you said, it looks like the Q, don't it?
The Q. Yeah.
Come on.
That's right. The Q. Perfected. Perfected to your perfection. There you go. Right. Make it a little longer there, I guess.
A little bit longer?
Yeah, just the line just a little bit longer, so that they know when they got that, they know. Now to me that looks like that. It's just about right there, just like that's perfect. That looks like to me, thank you, Drew.
Come on, sir.
That looks like to me a fan. Right?
Come on.
So you know we got one here, one there. But now, to me, that's how I really remember that one. A fan. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So like if I may.
Yes, sir.
I remember one day you said it looked like a popsicle too.
Popsicle, like a popsicle, like a fan. A popsicle is a few things that you can make that out. But I remember that could have, both of those to me could symbolize what the character looks like.
Come on.
And that's to me, but I won't ever forget it. Well, so far.
If I may,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And also you can put an arrow on that as well if you want.
That's it. Exactly. Go ahead.
The water, sir. Quad.
Wow, that's right.
Just like
it looks like a cube. It looks like a. If you were to take this, let's see how we. Sort of like that,
right?
Like a cube, you know,
Kind
of broken cube, but that's right. Exactly right. That's exactly right. That's if you look like another cube. And there's another letter that we can bring down. Here again, we'll have the ah. Brought it down, we'll write it over again, we'll make another arrow. Just like that. Those letters can be brought down. What's the other ones that we got the L, all of these. To help you memorize, and the sa for the satellite. The I just don't look like anything like a circle. That's about the only one that you just about right, Trooper. It's about the only one that takes like that scratch my head. What does this really look like?
Oh, so if people can remember it, that's it.
Huh?
You just gotta look in the lowercase, you know?
Well, that's true.
Lowercase I, you just got a little dot at the top of it, but.
Yeah, yeah. If that would help you remember, well, you're talking about like this. You're talking about when you're making a word like this, like that.
Right.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. Well, I mean, however it fits in your mind for that character, that's perfect. Of course, let's make these letters. We're gonna make these letters so when we got people listening. Now we're taking our time. We could have done this 3, 4, 5 times over. And we're making sure that when you go to Lashawan Qadash next week, we'll go over this really quick, and then we'll get into another lesson study.
That's right.
More than likely the Syria. But I want to take my time to concentrate on it. Being my first class in Lashawan Qadash, I want to take my time to perfect them. We'll perfect them, have them written out even better than this next week. Every time you do something, you should try to improve on it. That's how I see it.
That's right.
Okay. So we got a, ba, ga, da, hawa, zaka, ta, yatala, ma, nasa, I, pataza, hua. How about ra?
That's right, sir.
That right?
Come on,
right,
sir.
Trooper?
Come on, sir.
Ra. Ra, ra, ra. That's a good one.
That's good.
Finish that for me, Trooper.
Come on, sir.
Yes, sir. Very good. It looks like the letter 4, but what can we say that looks like, Trooper?
Like a rod, that's a C. Rod, like when you put on a little boat or something, how you call it?
Right.
And it kind of goes with it.
And my first inclination to try to make a letter is to a character, is to try to see, does it look like the pronunciation or the enunciation of it.
That's right.
So, you have R's that look like that. We getting there. Whoa, we getting there, right?
Come.
We getting there. So we go like, that's a backwards R.
Yes, sir.
Because, you know, a small lowercase r looks like that. But that's a good way to do it, or just, looks like a 4 actually, really, when you think about it.
Come on.
That's kind of a way to look at it. I don't know. A 4, kind of hard to make that out of that, but I can kind of see how that, it just looks like a 4 to me. That's how I remember the character Ra. Quara. Okay. What's the next one, Trooper?
Shah.
Show me what the Shah look like there, Trooper.
Come on.
Quara. Shah. Now, Trooper, I know you can tell me whose name starts with that.
It's all right there.
Right there.
For instance, well, mine starts with a shot.
Shah.
I'll take this one.
Everything is right there.
Come on.
It's right there for you. His name is Shah. Trooper Shah.
Come on, sir.
So that's how we write it. You get the understanding. Shah. So I don't want to jump the gun there because that's not this class. But listen, okay, we'll do it again. So far, we got all A sounds. That's where we get our vowels, right?
Yes, sir.
Right? So it's in there. I don't want to mistake me for characters, anything, right?
Yes, sir.
So it's holy tongue. So let's do it again. Let's ba, ga, da. Ha looks like that fan. Wa looks like a wa or something that you play. A Y. A za. Letter looks just like the Z. Just bring it down. That's all you have to do. Ka. Bring that one down. Add a couple ladder rungs to it.
That's right.
A ta looks like a symbol or what do we say at ta? The way I like to do it.
The way you like it, sir, a circle with a T in it,
A
sir.
circle with a T in it. There's another one. There you go. Same thing, right?
Same thing.
We can bring that one down. So there's my T right there, right?
Come on.
There's my T. Okay. And then we have Ya. What's that? The laid down Z kickstand on it.
Yeah.
And if you guys, you can write all these notes down. I don't mind. Too sharp, mind. Write them down. If that helps you to memorize the Holy Language, so be it. Ya, ka, la. Bring that L down. Ma. Flip that. That's right. It looks like an M right there, because if you really look at that, M, isn't that an M right there upside down?
Come on, sure is, sir.
Man, that's all it is. That's how I always remember it. It's just an M upside down.
Right.
So all we're going to do is this. Just bring a stem on it, that's all. I turn it, look upside down, it's an M. That's all it is. Okay. Here, let's do the same thing for the N. Got an N?
Come on, you flip it upside down. Lowercase N, yes, sir. Come on.
Well, I mean, you know, it's that's an N. And I can make this look a little better, make it look like a real N. Let's make it look like a real N. Let's make it look like an N. Let's do it this way. Well. Sort of like an N, right?
Come on, come.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't think you
Not
could.
gonna talk.
Yeah. We'll do it again. Trying to make it. Don't that look like an N to you?
Come on, sir.
No, I just put that stem down.
Right.
That's it.
That's the character right there. And that's how I remember. There's that N. Yeah, we can take it off. That's just for illustration purposes, so people know. The N to here. Take those off, I don't want people to get confused. That's not part of the character. It's just illustration, so we can understand what we got going on here. Okay, the N, just add a stem. It's so many of these letters that you can get just by looking at the enunciation of a word.
That's right, sir.
How you just enunciate it. So the I, hey, you just gotta memorize the I. So we're laughing, we're having fun. Lashawan Qadash class is not boring.
Right.
It's not boring. We make it, it's gonna get easier and easier. Wait till we get to the sentence structure and the numbers and all that. Then it gets more writing now. I mean, we're taking it easy. If you make good notes, practice this, come back to the class, bring your book, and you'll be too long. Yes, sir.
If I may, sir, like for motivational purposes, this is our language.
Right.
This is our language. It's up to us to regain what we lost. So if we hearken to it, it'll come simple. It'll come real simple, and like a piece of party that never left.
Right.
Okay. Good, trooper. That's exactly right.
Go on, sir.
So ma na sa I pa da za wara sha.
Sir.
Let's try this one. What do you think that thaw looks like, trooper?
Looks like a long ways X, but it's one way is slanted more than the other.
To me, I just say it's a laid down cross.
Lay down cross. The end.
You can
The end.
It is. Is the end? Or that's a good way. Or just it's just a cross laid down. The end. That's the end of that language there for that character there. So we've gone through all of the characters on the Paleo Hebrew, right?
Come on, sir.
The Paleo Hebrew. Paleo Hebrew. Okay? And then again, all of the characters, Paleo Hebrew, and it doesn't matter, you gotta find words that you can use. That's good. Water.
Say anything, drink.
Yes, the water, sir, please. And here again, we'll recap some things here going on here. The all of the A's there, all you see is every last one of these characters have A's except for one. That's the I.
Right.
That's the I. Because that I is symbolized by that O there. And it's a good way to remember it. So when you say Awagada, Awazaka, Tai, Ya, Kala, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pataza. I'm saying all these I sounds. So when we get in class, we get like a Sabbath class, we begin to read the Tanakh, we begin to read all of our the Lord's Prayer. You can use that when we sing Abba Nawa. We begin to understand you're going to be able to use these characters. They'll begin to come alive for you. That's what they did for me. I said, oh wow, these things are looking like what we have. It's looking like what the symbols, the characters look like, and say, oh, I recognize them.
Right.
And so when we get up and read them, it makes it that much easier to do. So, and you begin to see that all of the lesson that you've done in class, it might have seemed mundane, but not really. Not really. When you understand, when you begin to see that the two vowels in there, on all of the symbols, our language Everybody copy off of it because it's easy when you think about it.
Right,
It's very easy. It's not hard to understand. Begin to understand all of the characters in it. It's a lot for a second. Had to get some water. You begin to understand that these characters hold up in a lot of our writings. And you'll begin to see that it's not for naught. So you have it on the board here. We all have it. So what I'm going to do is, how much time we got? What time?
So it's like 8:09.
8:09, 8:10. We got a little time here. We could, we're not going to go over any words. But what we're going to do, I'm pretty sure
Can we do this?
everyone has the language embedded and written down. But we're not going to get into the word. We may get into a little Syrian here today, but just for the sake of trying to show you what's the familiarization with the language that we were in captivity. So, for instance, if you did like the A here, looks sort of like that. That's an A in Assyrian, right?
Come.
This would be a B. We got a whole lot of room here. Tell you what we'll do. We'll assume everybody got this already on. We'll assume they already have it. Correct?
Come, sir.
What we'll do is this. And we'll write a few of the Syrian letters up here until the next week, because we have a little time left. That's the A sound. I mean the A character, I apologize. Lock you. The A character in the Syrian language. The Ba, we're going to have it look like that. Looks like, now you talking about a hangman, that looks like a hangman. That looks like somebody getting ready to hang Paul right there.
Come, sir.
Because I mean, if you finish, I mean, it's Assyrian. It's a Syrian language. I mean, the language that we use when we was captivity. It's our language, but we use lots of symbols there. It's Assyrian that we use when we're in captivity. Same pronunciation. Ah. Ba. But I always looked at it like a hangman. Right?
Come.
What do you think of? Like a hangman, doesn't it?
Con.
But that's what it looks like. And like you were saying, the original language is our mother language. And you were saying, Officer Bond, about the language that you were saying that really this one is better.
Con.
And that one right there is just another character to write for it. So the God, that looks like look right to Michelle.
Come, sir.
Kind of weird way of doing it. You remember the dot?
Come, sir.
Draw the dot for me, sir.
What?
The Syrian language, dot. That we use while we're in captivity. Dalet. What? Now, I like to write mine like that.
That's it.
Huh?
Yes, it. It's
Yeah,
it.
lean a little bit, but
Yeah, my.
lean a little bit, but
Sorry.
let's do it this way.
Lefty.
Let's do it. Yeah, right. It goes left-handed. Let's do it this way. And the importance right there. I remember Officer Dawada was telling us that you don't do it this way. You don't do no T.
That's right.
Because it look like a T. You got to make sure that we do these things correct.
That's right.
The dot, do a straight line across, about like that. Straight line, straight as you can get it. Not leaning. Because there are other characters that look a lot like these other symbols, and you got to make sure they look exactly right, or you're going to be fooled when it comes to understanding. Then you're going to go about 2/3 of the way back from this side, or 1/3 from that side, and draw a straight line down. That's how it looks in the Tanakh. Correct?
Come on.
Because if you were to write that D any other kind of way, I mean you can do it like you can mess around and do this. Then what do you got?
Kind of looking like a zah.
Egg like a za. That's why you got to be careful not to do that.
Come on.
That's why you got to be careful to make a. There again, we'll reiterate it again. To draw that character. These characters are very important. I used to wonder why officer used to say, man, you want to write that up exactly right. I said, oh, what difference does it make? No, exactly right. And he's 100% right. Because if you go there and write that character like this, what we got there, Trooper?
We got a zah sir.
That ain't no D, is it?
That's no dot.
And you see that, you're going to see, that long way over here, doesn't it? Come on, that doesn't look like the same symbol. So therefore, you have to do what? You have to make that line exactly. As a matter of fact, a good measure is to make sure that you already have the dot up there. Make this line here and that line parallel.
Come on, sir.
I mean, in your mind there.
Yes, sir.
And then we'll do this one here. We'll go. Okay, and then take that line and say, oh, okay, I want to make this one exactly straight, 2/3 of the way over, like my teacher told me to do. Now that looks like a what?
Now that's a dot, sir.
That's a dot.
That's a dot.
So when you see the Tanakh, when you're reading it, we're getting up, we're saying something, we're saying, Dawada. David, we know that D, that straight line, straight across.
Straight across.
And this, straight down.
Yes, sir.
Not like this. Not that T. That's so important. A lot of people don't understand. And I didn't think it was that important until I say, he's right. Until you get a bad grade, then you understand, right?
Right.
You got to get it right. You get that bad grade, then you get that spectrum, then you understand how to write that letter exactly correct.
And that's a 12 looking zah, sir, as well.
That looks pretty good?
Come on.
All right. I mean, you get to reading enough of the Tanakh, you'll begin to understand how these letters look, how these characters look. Apologize. The characters. Okay? And I didn't want to get too far in the series because I want to get the next week, but we just kind of writing a few because we have, how much time we have left, sir?
So we got 40 minutes, sir.
40 minutes, okay, all right. So we go again. Ba, ga. Kind of pull this one down a little bit here. There you go. What do you think that ha sound look like, sir?
Come on, sir.
Give me a ha.
Yeah.
Syrian, yes, sir.
Come on.
Give me a ha sound. The ha character. Apologize. Ha. Good ha.
So,
Well, now what we got up here, what if I did this? I'm gonna let you write it over again, bro. It's coming.
Come on.
Illustration.
Yes, sir.
What if I did this? What would be wrong with that?
What would be
It
wrong?
looks almost like what you just had.
Look almost like what I just had,
Go
right?
ahead.
But it's missing that line right. It's missing a little space right there. That little space, like you said with the dot. If you didn't get that one correctly, it'll look like this one. If you don't get this one correctly, it'll look like this one.
Like,
Come on, sir.
so where does this belong?
So this one right here, sir, belongs here.
Right here. Right?
Come on, sir.
Right there.
Come on, sir.
What does it look like? So like, what symbol does that look like? Character?
So like
to make that up.
So like it almost reminds me of a division. It's not division sign, but like I'm about to divide something. I just don't know why it just hits me like that. It
Okay.
looks like I'm finna divide. All this look like it's just mathematics.
Finish that one up for me.
Come
Yeah, and notice that he's putting the space, that space there, and you don't have a space here. But if you would connect the top of that, you would have that completely wrong. It would be in the wrong spot. You couldn't even pronounce it. Ha, that says ka. Right?
Right, come on,
Right, exactly right. So you have to make sure you're cognizant to make sure there's a space in there.
That's right.
That's important. Just like we make sure that there's a straight line up top there in these characters. And for people who are viewing this and seeing it, we're doing this for illustration purpose. So if you perfect your characters, don't be sloppy with them. You will begin to understand this language even better because you'll write them in perfection every single time.
That's right.
My office used to say, boy, he's been a perfectionist. Right, Trooper Shaw?
Yes, sir.
That's because that's where I was taught. I was taught that way, and it paid off. It paid off for me of understanding. So we're missing one. Wow.
Come on, sir.
Oh, wow. Now that's the one that kind of like, I've seen it. That's very good, sir. I'm going to erase it for just illustration purposes. Okay?
Come on, sir.
I've seen them in the Tanakh like that. Just a little still. I've seen them like that. Wow. I've seen them like that. I've seen them with a little bit more. However you do it, right there, either one will be correct, as long as it's a straight line with a little stem. Looks like some sort of.
And if I may, sir,
Yes, sir.
I know when you got your little phone out and you download the Syrian app of the language, just like my Adawan said, it'll be that first one, something like this one right here.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be that.
It'll look like that, exactly right.
Come on.
It'll look like that because there are variations when people wrote them, when they did the charts. Well, we're trying to do what we were taught in school as perfected as we possibly can. Lashawan, Qadash. But for right now, what we're doing is, we're making a straight line with a little stem up to the top.
That's right.
That is a wow. You will see that character a whole lot of times in the Tanakh. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. If I may, and like you said, you want to get that exactly how you see it, because we got something else that's in store for you.
So the the ba. Okay, sir. Get it together. The back there.
You good? You good?
Okay. Yeah. We got the water tree.
Yes, sir.
Ba, Ga, straight line on the top. Make these symbols as perfected as we possibly can, so when you're reading it, you'll understand exactly what the characters mean. Look like sort of like a walking man. It's like a hangman, a walkman, a D, like a roof shed. Sort of, you know. And then to me, this is like a pi symbol. You know, like when you have the symbol pi.
Yes, sir.
Like that. And sometimes when people write them, they look just like that. Look They look like that. Pi, in other words, this, that old Greek pi, like that.
That's
right. You know, but of course we know it's not that, but who knows? Wa, za, ka, they look just alike. So, we got time for, what time we got?
Concept got like 30 minutes, so we'll finish all that.
We got time for maybe a few more.
Co-concept.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess we got time for that. Ah, ba, ga, the da, the ha, the wa. Of course, it's the Assyrian again. Let's see what we're gonna write here. We'll write it on this side over here. Well, let's see. Trying to find a good place to write it over here. We'll write it like, we'll write it. Yeah, we can write it on this side over here. Syrian paleo. Paleo. Syrian. Okay. So we got the ah, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ka. We got the ta sound. Let's make sure we get this one right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, feel straight enough for you?
Concept.
The symbol straight? Good. Z, look like a lean-to house? Pretty much, right?
Con.
Yeah. Good. And this next character is kind of a funny-looking character. It's like kind of hard if I remember. Sort of like a, kind of, I can't describe it.
Like a fancy you.
Right.
Fancy you?
Fancy you.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't, I never could get a grip on this other than the U. But that tie don't look nothing like a tie. Unless you want to say, unless you want to do it this way. Here's the way. What's they say, officer?
Nah, so like I was just saying, like, that's why I said that Paleo Hebrew is just, it's glorious.
Right. You're saying, in other words, this is the glorious.
Right.
Right, you're right, and because we have to really think hard how to write these characters here. Okay, look, there's a T. Mm-hmm. Well, Kazak gonna figure out a way, right? Because you're right, it ain't glorious, right? And there's your A. Let's see. Yeah, well. True. Ta. Ah. That's the way to do it. But you see the T there. That's the point. Right? There's a T right there. Right? There's both T's. Right? I mean, that's a good way to look at it. Looking at the Tanakh, it'll change altogether.
Right.
But the paleo is glorious. It's the way that we are most familiar with. And we'll learn next week about the connectors of the paleo. And we'll finish up the rest of our Assyrian. We'll learn about, not right now, but we'll learn about the connectors, how they work, and how they are pronounced in our language. Because with these characters here, the Assyrian has no connectors.
Right.
And because they don't have any connectors, you gotta look at it, you gotta really take the time to figure out how can I make these characters sound out correctly? But when you're doing the paleo, we have connectors to assist us,
That's right.
right?
That's right.
We have connectors to assist us, like when you're writing my name, Ka, right?
That's right.
That's this symbol. That's that character. That's Ka. Make it like a ladder, didn't it?
Hey.
The Ka. Now we're going to look for the Za. And the paleo look like that. Right?
Kazak. It's Konkan.
Right. And then we have another symbol. We I erased the Q,
Konkan.
but if I was to write that Q down here in our language, Lashawan, Qadash, and the paleo, it look like this. So Kazakh Shapar's name, we would say Ka, right?
Konkan, sir.
I want you to put the connection on the other one, sir.
Konkan, sir.
On my name. How would I pronounce that?
So we got the Ka getting fully pronounced,
Right.
and we got the Zak. We're gonna connect that.
Exactly right.
Konkan.
Exactly right. And we'll go over this next week. I don't want to get into detail right there because we don't want to confuse people, but that's Kazakh. That's the connectors that we will use. That's what it says. Our language is more glorious, as Officer Avant said. He's exactly 100% right. It's more glorious because it's easier to spell, easier to enunciate,
That's right.
right?
Yes, sir.
It's easier. We don't have to sit up here and wonder, what's this stuff doing here?
Right.
What is it trying to say here? You know, Gada, Awa. I mean, where's the connectors? Because there aren't any for that. You have to memorize a lot of things in there going on. Not. But in our glorious language, like as you just seen, I just wrote an illustration so you can see what we're going to be getting in the weeks to come. Next week, we're going to finish out the Assyrian. We're going to write all the Assyrian alphabet. If we got time, we might get into maybe a few connectors in Word. We might, you know. And but I'm very happy to have Trooper Shah, Officer Aban, to be with me in class and made class a lot easier, made it fun, made the characters stand out, they popped out. Thank you for the officers above me to teach me to the Lashawan Qadash characters, so that now when we read in our Sabbath classes, our Saturday classes, to knock, I know exactly what I'm reading.
That's right.
And if I want to really know what that word looked like, I just go look it up.
Yeah, right.
I just looked that word up. But before, I couldn't read one of these characters to save my life. My life depended upon it. I didn't know any of them. But now, as you can see, I'm learning every day. I haven't learned, I haven't attained anything. I'm still learning every day to be proficient in Lashawan Qadash.
That's right, sir.
The understanding of our language, to understand that it is, like Officer Aban said, it's more glorious than the Assyrian. More glorious. So, but we're going to learn both, because these are the language, the Lashawan Qadash, when I'm in captivity, and our mother language, so we have to learn both. So when we see characters out of place that can easily be mistaken for another character, we'll know, oh, that's not a D. That ain't a D right there. That's a G. Right? Or when we write things like, oh, okay, That's not a ha.
Right.
That's a
Ka.
It's a ka. Or we right over here in the ka column. That's not a ka, but that is a
Ha.
ha. Right. It's important to know that. The more you do this, the more an understanding you'll get to find out what character is what. And so you'll understand that let me erase this one here. As we get into the end of our class, we just want to know if we have anything in the chat at all. Okay.
It was one brother, Avery Williams, asked, in the Paleo Hebrew, does the ha need to be even? 3 lines, I'm assuming what he was saying.
You mean like as proposed to, okay. You mean like that?
Con.
As proposed to, either way you would understand it. Because it's the only alphabet. You can do it this way, you can do it this way. What's his name?
I guess he's a young man, Avery Williams.
Avery Williams. A young man Williams, you can do it stepped, or you can do it the way I was taught, or you can, if you want to do them straight like that, that's fine. I mean, either way you understand it, but the most perfect way probably is to look like that.
Cool.
That would be a perfect way. But if somebody wrote and made it, if they made them like that, I would still understand it.
Con.
Because there's no other language. And that's exactly why, very, very observant, but that's exactly why characters like this, characters like this let's say for the ha, doesn't need to look like that.
Right.
You gotta have that space now. That's important. You can't just say, can it look like that? No, la.
That's right.
You do that, and I promise you, my instructor will mark that one down. You be doing that, you be taking that all over again. You be doing that.
Con.
Good, Tawab? Okay, good. But that's the way you do it, with the space in there for that one. Right?
Cool concept.
Okay. That's all of the comments that we had?
Con. That's all they asked. And I just told them, I said, you want to try to make it as even as you can. You don't have to get out no measurement tape and measure each line, but you wanted to, at least when they look at it, they can be like, okay, I know what that is.
Right. In other words,
as close as you can.
I mean, this one's leaning a little bit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. You still know what that is.
Cool concept.
Yeah, or you can do this. You can do that. So the answer to the question is, that's to get it, the perfection, if you had everybody write it up there on the board, you're going to have a different one.
Right.
But there are things like here, and there has to be distinct. There are distinctions on there that has to be.
Right.
Correct?
Cool concept.
Like, if I can.
Yes, sir.
Sooner or later in the kingdom of heaven, you're going to have a keyboard that's going to have Paleo Hebrew.
All right.
You don't have to worry about anything.
Absolutely. Exactly right. Thank you, officer. That's exactly right. We're going to have a keyboard. Most sides going to say, this is our language. We'll have no TONGU. We'll have our keyboard to type exactly what the Paleo exactly is. It's the new language that we'll be getting. We're practicing for what we need to be doing.
Damn right.
That's right.
Damn right.
Right. Very good. Appreciate that, officer. Very good. That's exactly right. And so all of these characters, I mean, I'm writing them, the trooper, I'm writing them the way I pick up things. Everyone will have just a little bit of twist. I'm trying to make them, the key to anything that I've learned is to be consistent.
Right.
Don't come here with like one time you do it this way and then another time you do it that way for that.
Like a comedic cat.
Right. And then, I mean, this kind of, there's or now I've seen them to not that same look like this.
Salakia, that Yiddish is disgusting.
I've seen it look like that in the Tanakh.
Good
Tanakh.
Good night.
Right, Trooper?
Come.
I have read that just like that. And so it's kind of hard to figure out, so, man, I've seen this Z over here look like this.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Con. Was that?
Look weird. I mean, it's okay, all right. I've seen, this is pretty consistent. I've seen not into the knot, but I've seen this, the paleo up here. Sometimes they'll turn it like that.
Sheesh.
So you got to stay on top of your game to be able to recognize these symbols. I've seen some of them look like that.
Come.
Maybe not quite that far off, but like this. Oh, okay, that's fine. But the point is, it's close enough to. I've studied so much till I understand. Oh, okay, that's what they're trying to do. That's fine. No problem. We're going to learn it as we go on in class.
That's right.
As we go on, we're going to learn a lot of these symbols. I know another mistake that can be made on the A right here if you have open two like that. What is that? Well, you're trying to look like this.
Right.
So you got to be careful. Make sure we write. Just look like you're writing a sideways, like that. Kind of hard to write sideways, but that's the most correct way to do it.
That's right.
You know. And then the only one that I see that makes sense is the Z. As far as writing them exact, you really can't make much mistake. Really can't make mistakes with our language at all. But most of them, like the triangle, looks good. The B might be a little difficult sometime when you think about it, but that's other than that, you'll find our symbols are pretty easy to make.
Right.
Our characters are pretty easy to represent. Any questions? There. And Wataha, Ga, Ba, and that pretty much looks the same in Tanakh right there. I've seen this character in Tanakh vary just a little bit. The A, it took me a while to try to, I don't think I'm perfected with that anyway, but it took a while. But next week, we're going to introduce more of the characters. And we're going to start, next week we're going to go over every last one of the characters in the paleo. And then we're going to rewrite the first characters that we see here in the series, and we're going to finish them off. And then we're going to make sure your book is really filled with information that you can use.
That's right.
You can use for good writing of the characters of the Lashawan Qadash. If I may add something that, let's see, for the sake of writing, yes, when you're looking at the symbols in the Tanakh, when you're doing things like that, when you see it, if you kind of look at it, it sort of looks like that a little bit anyway. But I mean, you know, you'll understand when you see it that okay, they're trying to say top. You'll understand. Oh, okay, that's what happened. They're like a ZU, no, not really, but
just so it looks from my point of view, like that bottom line is kind of slanted as well. It look from my point of view, it looks like it's slanted as well. So it looks twice to me.
Right. So I mean, it makes no correlation. The two look totally different.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
totally, exactly different. So we got and like I said again, the symbol on the God. Could look like that.
Salaki, if I can.
Yes, sir.
One of the brothers, Avery Williams, asked another question.
Yes, sir.
He wanted to know how would the seal or King David's name be written?
Okay.
Oh, Salaki.
So we wrote that. We did that
Yeah,
earlier.
we did do that earlier.
You want
I'm
me
not
to-
sure he was tuned in, but
You want to know how it's written?
come on.
Yeah, I mean, that's our seal is, we just use that's actually a name. Dawada. Right, officer?
Come on.
Dawada. And we'll get, as we get further into our lessons, we'll get further adept to writing our characters. We'll find out it's a da and da. Dawada. That's what he's looking for. And then we'll get in depth. I don't want to get in detail with that now. But Dawada. That's how you would write it, sir.
Right.
That would be his signature. Like a signet. King put a ring on his hand, and he was to put that down, Dawada.
Right.
But that actually means David. Dawada. Okay?
Come on.
That makes sense?
And Salaki, Avery Williams, that goes to show people who try to take that and make it to something demonic. It was never what they tried to make it to be. It was our king, King David's signet.
That's right.
That's what it was. It was his seal. When a king wanted to seal something,
Right.
in order for people to know that it was his word, who he was the one that authorized this, his signet or his seal was pressed on him, and it was that.
Dawada.
Right.
Da and da.
Right.
Dawada. Exactly right. And like I said, we'll get into more depth in the writing of letters. Just stay tuned in with ISUBK, the South Carolina camp here, and we will get into our words. As I get more instruction, we'll start writing our words. But right now we're going to stay on the alphabet to form these letters so you'll understand these letters mean something. So you'll understand what our writing looks like in the Paleo, what our writing looks like in the Syrian. And but that's what Dawada means. David. That's all in the chat.
Con. I say he just typed back. Con.
We good? Okay.
Anything else you want to do with it?
That's it, sir. So as we pretty much covered all of our alphabet. We covered all of the characters in it, Lashawan, Qadash. And I didn't want to, like I said, I didn't want to get into too deep with the Syrian. We'll just, because I want to take the time to break it down in class so that people will understand exactly what we're writing.
Right.
Because if you go too fast, then people will start, they will, for some reason, they'll lose themselves in their notes. You'll be writing all over the place.
Right.
But when you take your time and write it down, write the characters exactly as close as you can get, like the brother made the observation, do they have to be the same? Okay, that's fine. We take the time, we can explain why they can be like this. Not quite for like that. Or like that. I've seen it different way. We'll be getting our chart
Right.
back. It's over at the other part of our school. We'll be getting our chart, and we'll show you a little bit more perfected what these characters look like. Because after all, if you cannot form these characters correct, you will not be able to converse
Right.
in our language. You couldn't do it. But now, I mean, you couldn't read it properly. You certainly couldn't write it properly. But the more and more you understand it, you'll understand that we have two vowels. You'll understand that we have all of these characters that make and form words. You'll understand that much of it. You'll understand that they are formed in a certain pattern. They're formed in a certain way. They take the time, because the more and more you perfect it, you begin to see it and home in on it instead of having things that don't look right. I mean, it's kind of hard to mistake a Z for anything else.
Right.
That's pretty much what it is.
Right.
But this character here, I've seen it like that before.
Con.
Straight up and down. Just okay, all right. All right. I mean, when you think about it, let's see. What else could it be? Well, there ain't too many things that's gonna look like that.
Another one that may look like is that ending nah. You remember that ending nah?
Yes, when we get into, we'll get into that.
Come on, sir.
But the ending of the words, we get into ending of the words next week, or maybe a week after. Yeah, well, we'll get into next week, because we're going to finish all this series when we get into the ending of the words.
Come on, sir.
Even when we get to the first one, will be an ending word, an ending character. Well, we're not there yet, but we will get there.
Right.
We will get to those characters. When we get to the top, Ka will be the first one on your ending, but we're not there yet. Don't want to rush it too much. You don't want to rush to, because if you rush, you start getting ending characters. Say, well, what's the beginning?
Right.
And people will get there. By that time, they will have all these perfected as much as they can, and say, okay, by the way, let's throw another curve at you. There are endings at the end of the sentence, like when you have ending of words. You have the ends. You have the Ka. At the end, you have ends, and then the pa, the tazah, all those are endings, but we're not ready for that yet, because we don't want to lose people in the audience. We don't want to lose that. We want them to go I wouldn't say slow, but we want to go at a pace that they will be comfortable to learning
That's right.
the characters at.
That's right.
They'll be comfortable with learning the characters and getting them straight. Comfortable with getting the characters straight and not losing anything. Get rid of these here. So we got about, 5 or 6 minutes left in class.
Come on, sir.
Address. We pretty much covered thoroughly the Paleo and some characters in Assyria. So we're going to, let's see, we're going to make sure 7 o'clock when you tune in, make sure we'll be ready, and the next thing we're going to go over is Assyria. We'll do the Paleo first, then we'll go over to Syria. Assyrian and the Hebrew. With its characters, all its full characters, and what they look like, what they represent. And we started the first line of that. Is this still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? We started the first 9 characters of it, and we'll figure out Paleo. We'll compare them. We'll look at them diligently to see what characters look alike, how they're formed. In the series, and then we'll go back and forth. And then after that, we'll probably go over the, after we get that, we'll start doing words, tenses of words, prepositionals. We'll do, the numbers. We'll find out in our number system, because we have a number system also. But it takes time. When we're doing our characters, to follow a pattern of understanding, so that people won't get confused when they're writing these characters. hopefully by then we can have our chart, so it'll be a lot easier. That makes sense?
Whole concept.
So pretty much, so in the Syrian, in the Paleo, kind of like the Paleo better anyway. In the Paleo, I prefer the Paleo. But you got to be cognizant and know that the Syrian is there. That's how a lot of things are written nowadays.
That's right, sir.
Modern. That's the Paleo's an old. But it's a glorious. So we have any questions? No, we good? So everyone's learned. I hope everyone learned out. And the audience there, I hope everyone has learned about the Abagada, Awazaka, Dayakala, Manasa, Ipataza, Hwa, Ra, Shata. Yes, sir.
And like you said earlier, what was a good reference of learning these characters a little bit more is like before you go to sleep, 15 minutes, like when you're at the table doing something, you wake up, 15 minutes of it, just try to put more of your time on the day, not all your time, but at least 15 minutes.
That's right. That's right.
To perfecting this language of ours.
That's right. Hey, you learn it, I mean, I've gone over this language so many times. I got a book filled with nothing but pages, back and forth, of Lashawan Qadash, just over and over and over again till it's in your mind. And sometimes you'll say, you may have I said, okay, what did that character? Okay, but not really. Because by now, you kind of know what it is. You kind of know what character. You kind of know what character is there, and by reading and understanding and writing it down over and over again, and you'll get that. You'll get perfected too. So, but just remember, go slow at it. Don't try to jump out of the gate real fast at Lashawan Qadash, or you'll lose it. You'll get characters mixed up. Officer Bond, you have any questions over there? Or you?
I just want to give a special shout out to Avery Williams and Tony Brown for tuning in to this class. Y'all young brothers, man, make sure y'all get in these classes and stay in them. If you're in a certain location, we have numbers for certain schools in your area. I know one of the brothers asked for the Chicago number. We made sure you got that. Make sure y'all brothers do contact the camp leaders in your area, man. Get into these classes, man. Get in your all black, do your 90 days, man. Before you know it, the brothers in here, man, y'all will be teaching these classes, man.
Absolutely.
It's a glorious thing to see y'all in here, man.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yes, sir. That's exactly right. Before you know it, you'll be up teaching a class, whatever class that's appointed to you. You'll be teaching a class. You'll be getting into one of the classes that we have during the week. But for right now, take good notes. That's very important.
Right.
You'll have a book for each class that you did. That's what I did. I had a book for each class, so I can go and grab it. So, okay, this is a law class. Okay, this is Hebrew breakdown class. Okay, this is Lashawan Qadash class. That's how I can memorize things easily. Before you know, you have all this knowledge in your mind. Whether you're young or old, you'll be able to perfect
That's right,
what
sir.
you're trying to do.
Come with concept.
So we good?
Come.
Yes, sir.
You get finished with that.
Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, sir. We are with ISBK, the security announcements. We're at ISBK, starting out 1 West, 125th Harlem 5th Street. Rules for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes to school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10 means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of increase the Lord gives you. give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest's fund, free will offering for priests. It's not mandatory, but whatsoever amount you would like, the upcoming holy convocations is Purim. That's this week. That's the 14th day, the 15th day of the 12th month, Saturday, March the 7th, and Sunday, March the 8th, 29 Esther 9, 2021. It will be located here at our, is that 39 Baxter?
Con.
39 Baxter, Greenville, South Carolina.
Con.
And so at 7 o'clock, right, officer?
Con.
So make sure you take the opportunity to come and celebrate Purim with us, one of our holy convocations.
That's right, sir.
That's one of our holy convocations. So you find that in the book of Esther, 9, 20, and 31.
Con.
Yes, sir? Okay. Okay. Remind the Akim and the Aquith to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. If you want to be a trooper. Let me read that again. Salakia. Remind the Akim and Aquith to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. With that, shalom.